I said we'd take the internet by the nose, where we like it, and we start with things that are organized well, the hate. And the question is, why don't we organize the love as well as the hate on the internet? And that's, before I start, Anne excuse herself, she can't make it today, but the speaker, the upcoming speaker will do it alone. Welcome, Kübra Gümüşay. This is an appel to, in the last years, I started my talk and said actually, and this time I always, because I always change the talk in the last minute, and I wanted to have a. I wanted to start with a question: why people could find the idea that we talk about love, why they could find it pathetic, and I thought it might be a luxury to not organize this. I think there must be people who have the luxury to not organize the not organize love, and because I don't feel well in my country, I'm afraid. I'm afraid of what's happening and what is becoming en vogue, and I try to hide my my well-being, and I mute a lot of things, and at least a quarter of an hour a day, and I ask myself several times a day if we have a future in our country, and every time I decide for hope, and unfortunately this time with a little less hope. The topics, the questions, right-wing populists, AfD people, racists, those who put these topics into the public consent of the public sphere, you know, the middle of the society. They question my existence, and we have to take them serious. And that's not what I mean. Not discussing their needs and fears of those people, but to stop them now. We can ask every question in this country, but you don't have to debate every stupid question. You don't have to debate whether Islam and Muslims belong to Germany. What kind of question is that? Do we know what? Well, does anybody have a tissue? Thanks. Do we have a question? Do we really have to question these kind of things? What is that kind of question? Which, what gives us the right to debate this question? Do we know what we are questioning at this point? Our existence here in this country. If we want to live and exist here, if we belong here, this is debated, and I ask myself, what will we talk about? What will we decide? What if the debate, the answer is no? What then? I don't want to pretend to be strong anymore. I don't want to bear these questions anymore. I'm 27 years old. I've been, for the last 15 years, I've been defending myself and having to justify myself. And I had a lot of a whole generation of Muslims or people of color, we've become, had become our duty to talk about these topics instead of becoming artists or doctors. We can't do this. We can't behave as if these discussions weren't there. Accepting having to bear AFD is a privilege. Just accepting it is a privilege we don't have. And these abstract questions these for you they might be just letters on the screen, but for us it's reality. For us it's serious, and it's not.
When Pegida got onto the streets, the right demonstration, then it got visible for other people. You didn't see these faces before, because these faces smiled at you before. These faces were nice to you, and the hateful faces, our reality, they were invisible to you. And a lot of you were shocked, and it was right. True, strong, because they went onto the streets and much bigger than Pegida, and this is making me hopeful. And
the very serious function of racism is distraction. It keeps you from doing your work. It keeps you explaining over and over again your reason for being. Somebody says you have no language, so you spend 20 years proving that you do. Somebody says your head isn't shaped properly, so you have scientists working on the fact that it is. Someone says you have no art, so you dredge that up. Somebody says you have no kingdoms, so you dredge that up. None of that is necessary. There will always be one more thing.
I don't want to clean for this nation anymore and clean the mental dirt of other people times and times again, and prove things that are just simple, and prove that we are human and democratic and belong here. And this collective thinking, where I have to think what all other people, what would happen to all other people if I do this. Minorities can always be me. They are always we. And my central life work is not cleaning behind others and explaining their bullshit and cleaning that up. Do you know how fucking exhausting that is? What signals we are sending to the young generation? The fact is we can't just be quiet. We can't do that anymore. In the last year, there have been 512 attacks on refugee homes and a lot of arsons as well, and that's 10 per month. And this is why we have to organize love, because digital hate is real. And this is doing things to us. What does the hate in the net with us? Here's a little excerpt. Hate in the net has given me the feeling to be a piece of dirt. Fears, nightmares, security, and shears in the head. Hate changed my life. I'm not safe anymore. Hate made me less emotional. I'm like a wall now. Never in life I want to hate as much as these people. Sometimes I don't care for hate, but sometimes it just makes me tired. Hate in the net is everywhere, and the reason why I don't read comments and I don't feel hopeful looking at my people anymore. Hate in the net make me more suspicious, strangers, and I have more fear in the sheer in the head, and we have to organize love, because hate is organized. January 2016, Germany is in shock. The horror scenario of the wild black or Muslim guys who rape and pillage Germany and their women And at New Year's in Cologne and in other cities, dozens of women were victims of sexual violence. And what got into the social networks were that these were refugees. The refugee men raped people, thousands of them, black people, African people, violent, kicking the German law, a giant middle finger into our face of the nice and helpful Germany. And with this, the horror scenario, the prophecies seem to have gotten true. Shock. Shock. And this is, at least for everyone who is for a friendly Germany, this they have been warned from the refugees. There was this prophecy, and now they've gotten right, the right conservatives, populists and politicians, and after this their voices were the loudest. These people who pulled feminists into the dirt before, they put themselves at the forefront at the defense of the white German woman, their women, and they instrumentalized the sexism for their racist narrative, the sexist stranger in Germany.
It's a danger for Germany. Germany, the problem was now that was this. Yeah, we sorry, but. We show the great, on one hand we show the great and liberal and fair Germany, which is not even true for the most Germans, and on the other hand, we have the barbaric Muslims, whatever, and we expect of those to be better and even the best Germans. If we only make sexism a problem, we're hypocrites when it's only about if only the others when the others do their acts and not when ourselves. This is about our. This is really fast, but we started ausnahmslos a campaign against sexist violence and on the internet, on a 4chan, like. So. Nachdem jeder sein Bild unter den Hashtags ausnahmslos und falsches Grau gepostet hat, sucht nur noch nach falsches Grau und gibt jedem Post unter diesem Begriff ein Herz. So there was on a 4chan-like website. It was the hashtag campaign was became an action against this with porn stars and. Yeah, and just trying to hijack this hashtag. The hate has taken our easiness and lightness, and hate belongs to the our daily lives, and I have to be prepared for hate when I appear on a public stage, and I wonder where my easiness has gone when I wrote things into the internet 8 years ago. Our hate took our lightness and easiness, the childish carelessness, and hate changes us. 4 years ago, I painted this picture. I asked how much a thick what do you call it, Pelt's costs. It's a metaphor anyway, and I
Hass gehört zum Leben, können
yeah, hate belongs to public life. Hate belongs to the internet, one could say. But is that so clear? So really so inevitable? For me, the inevitability of
wir in unseren Umgang im Netz nicht neu denken?
can't we just think our talking about
In den vergangenen Jahren war Vorbote, das, was uns offline
Hate is a mirror of society and it's mirroring what we can see offline. Radicalization in all directions. And we made it small and laughed about it in the net. But why do we have to organize love? Because freedom, justice, democracy, we didn't just inherit them. They are not secure. We have to defend them, not when there was just silence, when there were a lot of attacks on Muslim churches and mosques. Sorry, and we have to be louder than the people who are making hate. We have to be clear and do it at the right time and look out for it, because when people are not ashamed of their racist bullshit, we are too late for it. Hate makes us lazy, lethargic. It makes us doubt ourselves and makes us desperate. But we are much more. We could be far louder, because organized love is a political tool. Share information against populism. Any information against it, representing what you are standing for. Second, make things clear. The work against all these stereotypes and prejudices is not by the minorities, but of all society. Thirdly, empathy. Show empathy. Online, it's so easy to humanize people online because of where they come from, what they look like, their sexuality, their skin color. Why is it so hard? Why is it too hard for us to show love? We're living in a time where critique is everywhere. We are even better in our critique, not just because we can or twice or thrice, but we can think around four corners with raised middle finger. Our morality is the highest, the best. I don't say we have to be uncritical. We should be honest with each other. If you think something is good, then say that and celebrate that. We have to celebrate each other. I like you. I'm a fan of you. And by living people, not dead, living people in Germany that they're not yet legends alike. All of them and not even complete. I like you all. I'm celebrating you. Give us positive feedback. Go into the comments. Be everywhere. Be solidar. Be there. Show courage. Why do we have to organize love? We have to organize love because silence, hate is just going with hate.
Sorry,